Field in 9. 6 runners, 4 furlongs straight. Traditional Prince. The rider had to dismount. He now remounts. There goes Traditional Prince again. They're off. Holland's Dancer gets away nearest the stands. Traditional Prince angling over toward him. Mismyrtleboyrichie in the white nose band races up in the center. She sell off close enough just in behind that one. Clever Cherokee left out of it a bit and over on the far side. Princess Shiloh. Approaching the final quarter, it's still a wide open affair. Mismyrtleboyrichie now asked to gain top stride. Traveling strongly, Traditional Prince now the main challenge at this point. Clever Cherokee fitted in between horses. Just ahead of her, she sell off. Over on the rail, that's Princess Shiloh. But it's Mismyrtleboyrichie now who begins to extend the lead to some 2.5 to 3 lengths inside the final 16. Mismyrtleboyrichie and the champion Omar Walker win by 4 lengths. Traditional Prince is second. She sell off third. Clever Cherokee is fourth. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the third. 4, Mismyrtleboyrichie. A 2-year-old bay colt by Mingan. 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Bred Hickory Ridge Farm. Owned Jigsy Blade. Trained Tony Curlew. The rider Omar Walker. Second 5, Traditional Prince. Third 3, She Sell Off. Fourth 2, Clever Cherokee. Running time, 800 meters straight, 46 and 4. Horses going to the testing barn, Princess Shiloh, 4, Mismyrtleboyrichie. 1 and 4 go to the testing barn. Just to let you know, Chalric Budai will continue to ride for the rest of the day if he has mounts. Leo Miller and Richard Cole out for the rest of the day, but it doesn't seem as if they are in a serious condition, but they won't be riding for Field in line for the third. 2-year-olds venturing 5.5 furlongs. They're off. An even start. Mismyrtleboyrichie ridden with purpose to go for that lead. Dance So Sweet attached to the outside as they make their way now passing the 5, and these two eye to eye duel for it as they make their way to the half mile. 3 lengths back to She Sell Off, pushed down into third. Princess Shiloh is a further length and 3/4 and beginning to fade just a bit. In behind those in the green girl from Ohio and Gaza Cherie left tailing off at the back. The leaders burst away now toward the final 3. Mismyrtleboyrichie and Omar Walker have it. Dance So Sweet is left a length down. She Sell Off now urged by the old-timer Winston Griffiths to get closer as they leave the 5/16 a gap to Princess Shiloh. In behind them, Girl for Ohio and Forget Gaza Cherie. But it's Mismyrtleboyrichie attempting to go all the way. Dance So Sweet now asked all the time to get to Mismyrtleboyrichie, but needs to find 2 or more lengths. She Sell Off left further back down into third. Princess Shiloh a long way back against the rail in fourth, but Mismyrtleboyrichie has opened up 3 or more lengths inside the last 16th and begins to come away for the champion. Mismyrtleboyrichie by maybe 5. Over Dance So Sweet. She Sell Off is third. Princess Shiloh fourth. Entering the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the third 5, Mismyrtleboyrichie. The 2-year-old bay colt is by Mingan, 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Bred Hickory Ridge Farm. On Jigsy Blade, trained Tony Curlew, the rider Omar Walker. Second 6, Dance So Sweet. Third 4, She Sell Off. Fourth 1, Princess Shiloh. The running time, 1100 meters, 1 minute 5. Horses going to the testing barn. 1, Princess Shiloh. 5, Mismyrtleboyrichie. 1 and 5 go to the testing barn. Last one in, field in line for the first. 6 furlongs, 2-year-olds. They're all set, they're off. Great start. She Can Preach took off quickly. There goes Dance So Sweet now, blasting past on the outside. Mismyrtleboyrichie in the white race is next, a length down as Dance So Sweet opens up as they go passing the 5/8 pole. They've skipped right away, some 6 or 7 lengths back to She Can Preach. 3 further to Justified racing down in fourth. In behind those, that's Gaza Cherie, ANS Express, and a girl from Ohio in the green is last. 7/16 of a mile remaining. Catch Dance So Sweet if you can, and Mismyrtleboyrichie is just within a length, almost touching her tail as they leave the 3/8 pole, and they've opened up a huge gap. Justified now moving ahead of She Can Preach. Further back to ANS Express, then we find Gaza Cherie, and at the back it's a girl from Ohio, but the leaders have already turned for home, and it's a Dance So Sweet on the full throttle with 3/16 remaining. She's gone away a bit now from Mismyrtleboyrichie, trying to fight back down against the fence under the right-hand stick, and she begins to make gains once again, does Mismyrtleboyrichie. It's a Dance So Sweet with the lead, battling Mismyrtleboyrichie, creeping closer on the rail under a strong rally. They bob heads. Mismyrtleboyrichie beats Dance So Sweet. The rest are way back. ANS Express will get third. It's tight. Could be She Can Preach finishing fourth over Justified. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the first one, Mismyrtleboyrichie, a 2-year-old bay colt. He's by Mingun. 2 Punch Christie by 2 Punch. Bred Hickory Ridge Farm. Owned Jigsy Blade. Trained at Tony Curlew, the rider Omar Walker. Second 4, Dance So Sweet. Third 6, A&S Express. 4-3, She Can Preach. Running time, 1,200 meters, 1 minute 12. Race number 6, Western Sam, the mount of Jody and Anderson. J. Anderson rides 6, Western Sam in the second. Last one in fielding line for the die job sprint. 8-6 furlongs. They're all 2-year-olds. They're off for the die job sprint. Naya Bingi came out a bit slow, along with Cashmere Gold. The speedy Annie Oakley, as expected, has grabbed the early lead, opening up almost 2 lengths. Jet Setter going in pursuit. Dance is toward the outside. Mismyrtleboyrichie is right there as they make their way to the half-mile marker, and it's Annie Oakley who has that lead as they now arrive at the half-mile marker. Dance So Sweet and Mismyrtleboyrichie have now moved by her. Annie Oakley fading back into third. Running in fourth, that's Jet Setter, 5 lengths off the lead. Naya Bingi just in behind him. A break in the green to Searching for Gold. Pretty Light Money races up next ahead of Galactus as they're stringing up. Remember Me on the outside of Maruda Gold. In behind there's a Cashmere Gold, and last of all, She Can Preach, Mismyrtleboyrichie with the lead. Just toward the outside now, Asta kicking on her. That's So Sweet, and they now lead the 3/16th with Mismyrtleboyrichie getting rid of Dance So Sweet. Jet Setter has progressed well down against the rail in third, but it's Mismyrtleboyrichie in the white silks, arriving at the 16th pole with a 5-length lead over Dance So Sweet in a battle with Jet Setter for a minor place. Galactus running on late. Mismyrtleboyrichie wins the die job by a wide margin. Galactus gets second. Dance So Sweet is third with Jet Setter in behind those Searching for Gold. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the 8th, the die job sprint, number 9, Mismyrtleboyrichie. 2-year-old bay colt by Mingan. 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Bred Hickory Ridge Farm. Owned Jigsy Blade, trained Tony Curlew. The rider Omar Walker, his 100th winner of the season. Congrats, champ. Win number 100 for the season, Omar Walker. Second, 12 Galactus. Third, 10 Dance So Sweet. Fourth, 5 Jet Setter. Fifth, 4 Searching for Gold. Running time 1,200 meters, 1 minute 12 and 2. Horses going to the testing barn. 3 Pretty Like Money. 8 She Can Preach. 9 Mismyrtleboyrichie. 12 Galactus. 3, 8, and 9, and 12 all go to the testing barn. We're also asking trainer Roy Shields to go to the testing barn. Roy Shields wanted at the testing barn. Attention call to the winner's enclosure for the presentation of the Die Job Sprint Trophy, kindly donated by Caymanas Track Limited in honor of Die Job, Horse of the Year 1985 and an inductee into the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame. Making the presentation, Mr. Vincent Edwards, OD, President of the Jamaica Racehorse Trainers Association, and who conditioned Die Job during his career. He makes it to Orville Atkinson, representing Jigsy Blade, owners of Mismyrtleboyrichie, winner of the Die Job Sprint. Result now official. First 9, Mismyrtleboyrichie, $64 to win, $58 to place. Second, 12 Galactus, $100. Third, 10 Dance So Sweet, $64. Fourth, 5 Jet Setter. Fifth, 4 Searching for Gold. Trifecta, $953.50. Exacta, $3,424. Punella, $2,100. Double event, $560. 3 winning high fives at $65,000, $433.50. 13 triples at $8,456. Splits, 22-4, 46. Running time, 1:12.2, margin 7 by 3/4. We also had a presentation of a cash incentive. It was made by Mr. George Coote, Treasurer of the Groom's Association of Jamaica, to Adrian Taylor on behalf of the winning groom, Norris Freeman. Four. 5 winning. Last one in, field in line for the Sweet Rockers Trophy. It's 7 furlongs. 11 contestants. They're off for the Sweet Rockers. An even start. Gaza Sharian girl from Ohio came off slowest. Mismyrtleboyrichie takes the race to them, goes for that lead, gets it as they run past the 6. San chases him. There goes Justin, is moving down on the outside. Princess Shiloh also running in between horses. Royal Victress is the one occupying the rail as they make the way now passing the 5. Down against the fence, that's a girl from Ohio running in the green silk. San just on her outside. A break back to Cashmere Gold. A gap opens up to Life Goes On. Madura Gold is next. And at the back, it's a Gaza Cherie in the orange. Running up past the 7/16th, and Mismyrtleboyrichie continues to bounce along on the lead as they flash past the 3/8 pole. There goes Justin, needs to make up 2 lengths, and now being ridden to do it as they arrive at the final 5/16th. Royal Victress is a further 4 lengths behind. Princess Shiloh races down in 4th ahead of San and Cashmere Gold out wide, but Mismyrtleboyrichie having a peep in his mirrors. That's Omar Walker. He's looking for another win on the card, and Mismyrtleboyrichie is traveling powerfully with a furlong to run. There goes Justin, making absolutely no impression, left floundering in second. Forget the rest. It's all Mismyrtleboyrichie and Omar Walker. Easy in the end. Mismyrtleboyrichie wins the Sweet Ruckus in fine style. There goes Justin second, Royal Victress third, San fourth, Cashmere Gold is fifth.
United States of America. Horse number 1, Miss Mismyrtleboyrichie, winner of the 18th running of the Sweet Ruckus Trophy. Second, number 8, There Goes Justin. Third, number 2, Royal Victress. Fourth, number 5, San. Final time 1:24 and 4 in your margins, 11 lengths by 4.5. So, Christmas present, wouldn't it? $176,234.50. And your attention is directed to the winner's enclosure for the presentation of the Sweet Ruckus Trophy, kindly donated by Mr. Bruce Chinyi in honor of his champion race mare Sweet Ruckus. Winner in 1987 of the Pepsi 40th Anniversary Invitational Mile, the Legal Light Trophy, Marcus Garvey Centenary Cup, and the Reggae Trophy. In 1988, she won the Pringle Cup and retired that year as the 11th leading all-time stakes winner with 12 wins from 23 starts. Making the presentation is the affable track announcer Brian Rickman, and he does so to owner's representative Mr. Richard Atkins. Congratulations. The Sweet Ruckus Trophy presentation 2010, and a smart time of 1:24 and 4. Miss Mismyrtleboyrichie can run.
Field in line for the Ash Wednesday Trophy. It's 6.5 furlongs. And they're off. Getting away on the far side, Machismo and Mismyrtleboyrichie, they come away quickly as they lead the 6, with Mismyrtleboyrichie going on that lead. Tackled by Concord's Dance down against the fence, that's a working image. A break back to Machismo racing out wide and running in 4th spot. Skittle Queen is next. In behind those, there goes Razor Ruckus now making progress, so too High Society. Those both have overtaken Skittle Queen running down against the rail. Regal Sensation in between horses, and Antioch asks for more now on the outside. The race past the 7/16th and a run toward the 3 with Mismyrtleboyrichie just the leader by a neck now, opening up a half a length over Concord's Dance. Razor Ruckus is now dropping down to do a challenge. There goes on the outside a working image as they leave the 5/16th marker. Machismo rail running. Skittle Queen has made some progress, but they're into the lane, and Mismyrtleboyrichie has accelerated and has that lead. Razor Ruckus in the yellow headgear trying to run down Mismyrtleboyrichie. Machismo making progress somewhat over on the far rail, and behind us that's a working image now looking to have shut down, but it's a Mismyrtleboyrichie as expected, having a peep between his legs. Omar Walker, and they romp the Ash Wednesday Trophy. Razor Ruckus comes in second. Machismo is third. Fourth, Regal Sensation. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of today's 8th, the Ash Wednesday Trophy number 8, Mismyrtleboyrichie, a 3-year-old bay colt by Mingun, 2-punch Christie by 2-punch, bred Hickory Ridge Farm, on Jigsy Blade, trained Tony Curlew, the rider Omar Walker. Second 6, Razor Ruckus. Third 10, Machismo. Fourth 1, Regal Sensation. The running time, 1,300 meters, 1 minute 18 and 3. George's inquiries. George looking at the start. Please hold all ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention drawn to the winner's enclosure for the presentation of the Ash Wednesday Trophy, kindly donated by Caymanas Track Limited in recognition of Ash Wednesday, a religious observation that marks the beginning of Lent. Making the presentation, Mr. Raphael Gordon, Director, Caymanas Track Limited. He makes it to trainer Tony Curlew, representing Jigsy Blade, owners of Mismyrtleboyrichie, winner of the Ash Wednesday Trophy. Result now official. 8 Mismyrtleboyrichie the winner, $46 to win, $40 to place. Second 6, Last one in. Field in line. (1820 meters). They're off. They all get away quickly. Below the waist is travelling powerfully out wide of Little Wasp. Mismyrtleboyrichie just in behind them as they go into the first turn. Just about a mile remaining, and Little Wasp down on the fence disputes that lead with Below the Waist. They actually share it, 3.5 lengths back, an easy travelling Mismyrtleboyrichie under a tight wrap. Skyforce races on the rail, overtaken narrowly by Burst of Energy. Right with those Heart of Gold, and Go My Robin is at the back. They take to the back stretch and run away now toward the final 6, and Little Wasp, under an enterprising ride, leads up by 5 lengths. Below the Race chases further back in second. Mismyrtleboyrichie is cruising down into third. Burst of Energy is a gap of 5 lengths to him. Just in behind theirs, Heart of Gold racing ahead of Skyforce, and Go My Robin remains last. They run the back stretch, and Little Wasp maintains the advantage, but it's only 3 3/4 lengths now as Mismyrtleboyrichie gets closer. Below the Waist fading back into third. A huge gap to Burst of Energy, who needs to do a lot more as they lead the half-mile marker. A ridden Heart of Gold is further back. A gap to Skyforce, and Go My Robin not in it at all as they make their way flashing past the final 3. Little Wasp putting up a fight on the rail. Attacked now by Mismyrtleboyrichie, 5/16 remaining. And Mismyrtleboyrichie and the Little Wasp will turn for home at the head of the lane. A gap opens up to Below the Waist. And Burst of Energy, he has made some late progress, but inside the final 3/16, Little Wasp refusing to quit. Mismyrtleboyrichie now has a fight on his hands as they run past the furlong pole. It's Mismyrtleboyrichie just the leader. Little Wasp continues to fight on down against the fence, but Mismyrtleboyrichie now looks to be shaking loose in the end, but has to be driven out to win. 7 straight wins for Mismyrtleboyrichie. Little Wasp is second, third Burst of Energy, fourth Heart of Gold. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the 9th, number 8, Mismyrtleboyrichie, a 3-year-old bay colt by Mingan, 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Bred Hickory Ridge Farm, owned Jigsy Blade, trained at Tony Curlew, the rider Omar Walker. Second 5, Little Wasp, third 4, Burst of Energy, fourth 7, Heart of Gold. Running time, 1,820 meters, 1 minute 55. Please note, in this, the 10th event, scratch number 6, Mr. Royal. Number 6, Mr. Royal, a late non-starter. Mr. Royal is injured.
racetrack. Master of Hounds, he was acting up. They're not used to these types of post trades in Europe. He did just arrive here on Thursday. Donna, what about you? What are you seeing out there?
Well, I asked Julian Leperoux if he was better today than he was in the Florida Derby. Dowling got a little rattled in the Florida Derby, and as you know, still ran well anyway. He said he was better today, and he did try his best to get him away from the crowd, but that's a tough task.
Field in line, 6.5 furlongs thereof. So Vaughan and Minister of Justice missed the start. Casanova Boy comes away quickly, so too Mismyrtleboyrichie, and they hook up early, sparring for it. Here's Vaughan rushing up on the inside now to join Mismyrtleboyrichie, only for a brief moment, and it's Vaughan who now grabs that lead and slips away by almost 3 lengths as they run past the 5. Mismyrtleboyrichie chasing in second. Casanova Boy a further 3 lengths down and running in third. 2.5 away to Minister of Justice. He's being niggled by the rider as they leave the half-mile marker. New Kingston is next in the red cap. Last of all, it's a Bullet Line, a strung-out field. Now make the way toward the final 3, and it's Vaughan and Mismyrtleboyrichie battling up front. 5 lengths away to a driven Casanova Boy. Can he close the gap as is customary in the stretch drive as the leaders turn for home? Mismyrtleboyrichie on the outside, Vaughan right against the rail, and the battle continues. Casanova Boy will now try to reel them in. The question is, can he? As Mismyrtleboyrichie now takes charge, Vaughan fades back on the rail. Casanova Boy asked to close up on the outside. New Kingston further back ahead of Minister of Justice, but it's Mismyrtleboyrichie with a convincing run in the 11th. Mismyrtleboyrichie wins, and emphatically over Casanova Boy. New Kingston is third, Vaughan fourth. Field in line and sent off for the sprint. A perfect start. Dance So Sweet looks to have the nose in front. She's tugging hard and restrained by the rider. Mismyrtleboyrichie cruising closer on the outside. Mark My Word rushes up, and Mark My Word now sticks the head in front over Dance So Sweet and Mismyrtleboyrichie as they make their way toward the half-mile marker. St. Cecilia reserved off those fractions, surprisingly. New Kingston kept to the outside, and Skyforce rail running. The small field leave the half-mile and run to the 7/16th with a Dance So Sweet and Mark My Word continuing to match strides. Mismyrtleboyrichie loping along in behind as they now slip past the 3. A gap to St. Cecilia. Skyforce on her inside, and an urge New Kingston last. At the 5/16th, Dance So Sweet still has to be caught. Mark My Word scraping paint into the lane. Mismyrtleboyrichie blocked and now taken outside for run as they make their way with 3/16 remaining. Dance So Sweet and Mismyrtleboyrichie in a drive to the line. Mark My Word further back on the rail. St. Cecilia is now coming from off the pace down the stretch. Mismyrtleboyrichie and a very determined Dance So Sweet. Mismyrtleboyrichie now getting the head in front of a Dance So Sweet. Mismyrtleboy works hard to beat Dance So Sweet. St. Cecilia, Mark My Word. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of the Rail Vibes Party Wine Sprint, number 6, Mismyrtleboyrichie, a 3-year-old bay colt by Mingan, 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Red Hickory Ridge Farm, on Jigsy Blade, trained Tony Curlew, the rider Omar Walker. Second, 4, Dance So Sweet. Third, 2 Cent Cecilia. Fourth, 3, Mark My Word. The trifecta, $155.50. Exacta, $232. Quinella, 1. And of course, the result not official. Splits 23-2, 46-109-4, final time. Once again, your attention call to the winner's enclosure. This time it's for the presentation of the Rail Vibes Party Wine Sprint Trophy, kindly donated by Cal's Manufacturing Limited through their premium quality products. Making the presentation, Miss Sabrina Thomas, Marketing Manager, Cal's, to Orville Atkinson, representing the winning owners, Jigsy Blade. Karen Wright, Promotions Executive, Cal's, presents to Agri Sinclair on behalf of the winning trainer, Tony Curlew. Miss Debbie Nation, Sales Executive, RGR Group and guest of Cal's, presents to the winning jockey, Omar Walker. And Mr. Von White, CEO of Omni Industries Group and guest of Cal's, presents to Cedric Bryan on behalf of the winning groom, Norris Freeman. Chief, so quite a few of the runners not yet loaded. Mismyrtleboyrichie hasn't run in over a year. Loads in gate 1. Commanding Chief coming forward to gate 2. No problems. Razor Ruckus is out wide. Jet Setter moving up toward his post position. Razor Ruckus is in. Field in line. Track clear for racing. They're off. Jet Setter gets a good start, so to Emperor Hall. Mismyrtleboyrichie is moving right there on the rail, commanding Chief alongside, as they're grouping on the front end and approaching the 7 furlong point with Jet Setter showing. Emperor Hall is racing out wide. Mismyrtleboyrichie under a tight wrap now comes up to dispute that lead. Commanding Chief right there just in behind. Emperor Hall is there. Razor Ruckus toward the outside of horses. And these 5 come into a very tight punch as they run the back stretch. 3.5 lengths away, Lady Macbeth. Racing ahead of Harlan's Dancer. Umbra down against the fence as they leave the 5/8 pole. And last of all, it's Don George. The tempo now should increase. Mismyrtleboyrichie battling Commanding Chief as they leave the half-mile marker, and Mismyrtleboyrichie is now asked to slip away from Commanding Chief and quickly opens a length and a half. Emperor Hall stalks them back in third. Jet Setter on the rail. Razor Ruckus roused by Griffiths as they leave the 3/8 pole. 3 legs back to Lady Macbeth. A break of 3 more to Harlan's Dancer. Then Don George overtaking Umbra, not firing this afternoon, but Mismyrtleboyrichie has not raced in over a year, but has the lead at the top of the stretch. Commanding Chief in the center. Emperor Hall is down on the rail. Razor Ruckus on the outside. Mismyrtleboyrichie has won 9 straight races, looking to make it 10 in a row. Leaves the furlong pole and is in top form after a long absence. Mismyrtleboyrichie pouring it on inside the final 16th. Omar Walker pushing Mismyrtleboyrichie out. They win by maybe 6 over Commanding Chief. Emperor Hall. Razor Ruckus. In the winner's enclosure, the unofficial winner of today's 10th, number 1, Mismyrtleboyrichie. 4-year-old bay colt by Mingan. 2-punch Christie by 2-punch. Red Hickory Ridge Farm. On Jigsy Blade, trained Lone Curlew. The rider, Omar Walker. Second, 2, Commanding Chief. Third, 7, Emperor Hall. Fourth, 9, Razor Ruckus. Running time, 1600 meters, 1 minute 37 and 2. Result now official. First one, Mismyrtleboyrichie, $104 to win, 44 to place. Second 2, Commanding Chief, 42. Third 7, Emperor Hall, 42. Fourth 9, Razor Ruckus. The Superfecta, $84.50. Exacta, $178. Quinella, $88. Double event, $134. 157 triples at $718. 255 winning pick 4s, 1,012. The splits 24-3, 46-3, 110. Final time for a mile, 137 and 2. The margin 6 by 1.5.